So what happens when you try to take a pretty great movie about a bunch of Vikings and dragons trying to coexist and then make another movie about Vikings and dragons trying to coexist, and then you decide we haven't had quite enough dragon drama, so we should definitely make another one?
Find out on this episode of Alternating when we review How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World.
The Hidden World?
Yeah, the Hidden World.
I don't remember anything about a hidden world.
Tune in to Alternate Ending now!
Welcome to Alternating. We're discovering good movies, one bad movie at a time. I'm film school dropout Robert Jarasinski.
And I'm the casual moviegoer, Carrie Jarasinski.
And while we have different backgrounds and perspectives on movies, our goal is always the same: to help you navigate the cinema world, to determine if you should spend big bucks on a flick rushing to theaters, wait for it to come out on streaming, or skip it altogether. This episode, we're talking about How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, which is the third installment of the How to Train Your Dragon franchise based off the popular children's book series. In 2010, director Dean DeBlois and company brought us the charming tale of a young idealist Viking named Hiccup, who first sets out on a valiant quest to kill dragons, but develops an unlikely friendship with a night fury dragon named Toothless. And just 4 years later, in How to Train Your Dragon 2, we meet these lovable characters again. Only this time, the story is a bit different, and we find that Hiccup and Toothless now face a challenge of saving dragons from Drago, a villain who seeks to rule the world.
And now, it's been 5 years. We're all on pins and needles. What new, fresh story will pay $50 to see? Probably like $100 when you include all the snacks. And in this third installment, we meet Hiccup, again, who appears to have aged very little in these last 9 years. He happens to still be very close with Toothless, and they're living in harmony with all the other dragons. But then, hold on, there's a twist. There's a villain who wants to rule the world, and then you won't believe this either, but the dragons and Hiccup have to battle a supervillain to maintain their quality of life and save their village.
I'm detecting some sarcasm there. Much like the other films, we have all the same voice actors returning, including Baruchel, playing the reluctant hero Hiccup, America Ferrera, who plays Astrid, Cate Blanchett and Gerard Butler as Hiccup's parents, along with Hiccup's ragtag group of friends voiced by Jonah Hill, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, and Kristen Wiig. New to the cast this year is villain Grimmel, voiced by F. Murray Abraham. Carrie, what did you think of How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World?
Despite the buzz and overall positive reviews it's getting, I went in with almost no expectations, and I feel good about that strategy. The highlights for me were, there's this little love story plotline going on with a dragon lady friend that Toothless meets, and it wasn't actually that great of a love story, but I guess I'm gonna struggle a little on the highlights. Also, the dragons were like really colorful. The lowlights were, it was really just boring, and the story itself falls flat. It's not only the same concept as the previous How to Train Your Dragon movies, but it's also the same concept as like a million other movies. And it just wasn't funny. The same jokes were used over and over throughout, and when there wasn't something funny to say, they'd insert a potty joke. And I love a well-placed poop joke. But these ones just weren't a real gas. And our kids didn't love it or think it was funny either, and they seriously gave the Emoji Movie 5 stars, so that gives you a sense of where the bar is at that we're working from here. Overall, I gave How to Train Your Dragon 3 2.5 stars, and I'm mostly mad at how much money we spent to see this movie. It's definitely not worth your theater money, certainly not worth renting it, so I'm suggesting you skip it altogether.
And Carrie, while I had a fun experience seeing it with you, the girls, and my cousin's family, it was a bit of a snoozer. Highlights for me were the relationships. I've invested now, 9 years into the bond that Hiccup and Toothless possess, and still love their dynamic of two similar creatures from different, opposing worlds trying to live in harmony. The second for me was animation. While we could take it for granted given our expectations that technology improves with each version, I have to admit the characters and the settings looked more vibrant and detailed than ever before. Last, the kids loved it. At the end of the day, I guess that is all that really matters with a kids movie. We were going to see a kids movie and they had a great time. Lowlights for me were repetitive jokes. There is one joke in particular that got a laugh from me initially, a giggle the second time, but after the third, fourth, fifth time, I had had enough. Second, heavy-handed messaging. While I love what the message of the movie is going for, it doesn't feel as organic as the prior movies. And last, the plot. I have to blame the writers on this. I was just bored with this movie and had trouble caring. The side characters were bad comic relief, and aside from the ending, I really just didn't care. In the end, this is by far the worst How to Train Your Dragon movie for me, and if you're looking for the best version of it, stick with just watching the trailer. I give it 2.5 stars, as well as suggest avoiding the crowds and wait for it to come out on streaming. Unless, of course, you have someone in your life who has fashioned a self-crocheted Light Fury hoodie, like a few patrons in our audience.
We love hearing everyone's thoughts, so leave your comments below on what you thought of How to Train Your Dragon Hidden World. We have other videos like this one that we'd love for you to check out.
And be sure to subscribe to our channel to make sure you don't miss our future releases. And check out more details about all the stuff we're up to, including weekly movie giveaways, at our website, alternateening.com. We'll catch you next time.